feel like I blend in with the couch, but you know what? It's one of my favorite shirts to wear on the weekends, so here we are. Self-talk. Now, if you are someone who is struggling with anything in life, how you talk to yourself can really affect yourself. Self-talk can be encouraging, it can be degrading, it can be you having just thoughts on things you observe, it can be having hypothetical arguments or conversations in your mind. But if you're struggling with something that you want to fix, you want to get better at, you are struggling with, self-talk can really affect how long you stay struggling or maybe help you grow or come out of that challenge. And I'm not saying it's gonna fix your situation, but it really does matter. So if you're new here, I'm Rachel. This is I'm Bringing Healthy Back, and I have a history with disordered eating and a poor body image. So self-talk, my mind, everyone's mind can be a nasty place sometimes, and it really affected me. Because when you're struggling with something, you tend to be your biggest critic, which is normal. But there's a point that you can get to where it's not helpful at all. It's more harmful than anything. Something that I did a lot was I struggled with binge eating, and so it was like a vicious cycle. And every time I binged, it's like, why can't you stop? And why are you pigging out every night? And why are you... And all these self-degrading conversations I would have with myself. And it didn't build me up at all. If you think about your past, there's probably been a time where someone said something unkind to you. Maybe you were bullied. Maybe you had adults in your life that were not encouraging. They were the exact opposite. Maybe someone in your life now, and we're human, we mess up, but said something in a way that it wasn't constructive criticism, but maybe there was truth to it, maybe there wasn't truth to it, but it just made you feel really crummy. And when there's people outside of yourself who are doing that, it's one thing, but when it's you doing it to yourself, that's another thing. And we cannot control other people, but we can control ourselves. God's word says, take your thoughts captive. And I'm putting this in one small area of life, but it is overarching to every area of your life. Take your thoughts captive, because what you think about and how you talk to yourself have an impact on you. My hope is for this video to give you perspective and encouragement to really be careful of how you talk to yourself, because whatever you're going through, whatever goal you're trying to achieve but you're not there yet, if you're struggling with disordered eating, if you're struggling with your body image, if you're struggling with whatever it may be, how has beating yourself up about something helped? Now, there are things that happen in life and things we do that we feel guilty about. We made a wrong decision. We took the wrong turn, physically or metaphorically. We don't like what we did in the past, and you can't change that. I binged. I couldn't go back and undo that instance. But moving forward, what can you do to either make amends for what happened in the past, or can you reverse engineer or make a mental note of that didn't work? That is not helpful. How can I move forward in a more helpful way? If I can boil it down, you're working towards a goal. You're working towards healing, a mindset on something, food, your body. You have this goal that you want to achieve, and you're struggling. Does telling yourself that you're a failure do you any good? Does reminding yourself that you messed up help at all? The answer is no. It's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. You already know that. You already know that you're not where you want to be. You already know that I don't like my past behavior. Okay. Accept that. That's one of the first steps. Accept that. And have some grace for yourself. Acknowledge that you're probably going to maybe, quote, mess up again. Or you're going to hit obstacles. You're going to have setbacks. And it's good to acknowledge that. Like, don't just lie to yourself and be like, it's going to be sunshine and daisies and we're going to do this. We're just going to go 0 to 100 and we're just going to push through and be bullheaded the whole way through. Well, that's just not the reality. And so acknowledge that you're going, anticipate that there's going to be struggles, and that's okay. There's character building there, there's lesson learning there. And so perspective and mindset about, okay, this may be a long journey, this may be a difficult journey, I am going to struggle, but what can I learn from every obstacle? What can I learn from every setback? And maybe it's just a repeat lesson, but don't beat yourself up for it. Acknowledge there's a difference. Like, don't lie to yourself. Don't be like, oh, it's fine. I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing new to learn here. There's nothing I need to change. Don't lie to yourself if that's what the case is, but don't beat yourself up for it because you can't change it. Acknowledge it. Maybe you don't like the decisions you made. Do better going forward. So there's a little bit of a difference when you're working towards a goal. You're working towards healing your relationship with food. There are different obstacles and different struggles in everyone's journey towards whatever they're working towards. Keep working towards them. Keep working for your health. Keep working towards your goal. And sometimes it can be very hard to have clarity about, okay, what am I learning here? Why am I struggling here when you're in that moment? So everyone's different. Maybe write down, have a little daily journal of like, okay, what were today's struggles? And maybe you can't analyze them now. Maybe it's in the future, tomorrow, next week, next month. Be like, okay, why was that a struggle? Oh, maybe I'm craving carbs because my body needs carbs, and the answer is not eat fewer carbs. If you're struggling with your relationship with food, it's okay to talk to yourself like you're a toddler. Like you're the grown-up and your mind inside of you is the toddler. Like, we're all sensitive. And I know there are some people who are a little more extreme and that aggressive, like, just do it works for them. That doesn't work for everyone. And I think there's a point to even the people who that does work for, or they think that works for them, if that's the only motivation that's getting them to move forward and progress, I think there's a limit to that. There's going to be a time where everyone like breaks down. And so, yes, you need to push yourself depending on your goal, depending on your journey, wherever you're at. You do need to find the discipline, but how you talk to yourself along the way matters. Remind yourself that it's okay to go slower than you want to. Just keep going. It's okay to have messed up again, but keep going. What do we need to change? What can we change? What can we try differently? You said the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing. Okay. Acknowledge. Yes, I did. Go apologize. Go fix it. Do whatever you need to do to make it as right as you can and move forward. And then have grace with yourself to be like, okay, that happened. Remember that. Maybe that's the lesson learning. Remember that and be like, okay, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to say that again. Let's remember that. Self-awareness. But keep moving forward, because beating yourself up and talking yourself down, it slows you down. It mentally and emotionally can deflate you. And then what, does it ruin your entire day? Does it ruin your entire weekend? Does it ruin an entire week? Hopefully not. But sometimes you do have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and acknowledge things didn't go right. Figure out what to try next or what to do next time. Learn that lesson and keep moving forward. Repeatedly beating yourself up only works for so long. Don't forget to acknowledge your achievements, even the smallest goals. We let so much of the bad situations and the bad thoughts and the bad self-talk, we give that way too much real estate in our mind, and we spend way too little time on the good things because we can take it for granted. We're like, oh great, I achieved that goal. Okay, next thing. Just take a minute to pause and be like, we did that. by God's grace and with God's help, we did that. We hit the next milestone. We are one step closer to the goal. We didn't binge eat for a whole week. And remember those good times. Remember those achievements because they do matter. So you are in your mind all day, every day. And it's something that you'll have to cultivate is taking your thoughts captive. What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you hearing? Who are you talking to? That all impacts your mind. Like we are influenced by outside factors. So it takes a lot to stay grounded within yourself and maintaining a true perspective. For me, I am a follower of Jesus, and so being in God's word every day, spending time with God every day helps me keep that foundation. It helps keep me grounded. It helps keep my mind on what's good and right and true. And that doesn't mean that I don't struggle sometimes and beat myself up sometimes about like the little things, but it's made a world of difference. And my journey of healing my relationship with food and my body, it took years. Now I feel like I'm at such a good place. And sometimes I catch myself thinking like, man, I ate that today and that all in one day. And that's a lot of this. Oh, there's a lot of fat. There's a lot of sugar, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like, you put a cork in that bottle and be like, that's enough. Like I enjoyed eating that. Today was a good day. I'm not going to let those thoughts ruin it. Or you're working towards a goal like me. I want to be someone who gets up early. And to do that, you have to go to bed early. And sometimes it's dark outside and you don't want to get up. And so my goal is to be able to get up early. And it's so easy. Like today, I got up 5-10 minutes later than yesterday. And I'm like, Rachel, you're slipping. If this keeps going, it's just going to cascade. And I have to remind myself like, hey, you still got up earlier than you have been the past weeks, months. And so again, taking your thoughts captive. We have routines and we have habits, and it's so easy to get into a bad routine of bad self-talk. It's so easy to beat yourself up when you're striving for more, when you're striving for better. And striving for more and striving for better can be a very good thing. We can be our own worst enemy. And it's not always a smooth path getting to where we want to go or where we want to be. And how we talk to ourselves matters. So next time you find yourself beating yourself up for something, take a step back and be like, okay, 1, was it really that bad? Or 2, acknowledge, fix it now if you can. If you can't, learn the lesson from it and think of next time, okay, what am I going to do next time? And I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers. Sometimes it's trial and error, but just don't give up on what you're striving for and cultivate that practice of taking your thoughts captive. It makes being in your mind a lot nicer place to be. And sometimes our self-talk is a lie. Sometimes it's true. There's truth to it. Sometimes we're a little mean to ourselves. Sometimes it's a lie. So it's very important to investigate your thoughts as well. Like, am I really a failure? The answer is no. You are not really a failure. If there is still breath in your lungs, you have not failed. You may have failed at things. Everyone fails at things. That doesn't make you a failure. So take your thoughts captive. Be kind to yourself. Don't stop striving and working towards your goals. I know you'll get there.